Hello, everybody. I am, of course, running late, getting everything set up here, but we're doing it live. Here we are. Just had a coughing fit that I have taken a little cough drop for, and hopefully that'll clear it up so we can have a good show. A good show, yeah. Okay. Yes, good. Okay, good. And you'll know where everybody is when I do. Oh, there's a Jack.
Whoa!
Jack.
Found you.
I found you, Miss New Booty. Get it together, coming back to me. No, it's not that kind of show.
No, I mean, if it was, we'd be offering more money.
All right, we're already live, so don't say anything worse than I already have. Because I'm always late. I'm late, always late.
I mean, at this moment in time, I'm just going to say Twitter's a dumpster fire.
I am enjoying kind of watching that. I know Blue Stocking does not enjoy it as much as we do because she was really invested. Not
actually invested, but emotionally and like physically invested, monetarily invested.
Oh, and here she is, little Blue Stocking.
Hello.
Hello.
You're already live because I am, as usual, late.
And early. What are you talking about?
Jack was mentioning the Twitter collapse.
Yeah. I'm hanging on by my fingernails because I've been on there since 2008, so I can't.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's around then?
Yeah, it's been 14 years that I've been on there this month. Yeah, and I can't let it. I mean, that's where I met my husband.
I mean, I guess that's probably the best thing I've ever heard come from Twitter.
I have gotten to talk to a lot of authors because of Twitter. I mean, especially because of my podcast. I connected with a lot of authors because of it, and some of them I'm gonna interview them for my dissertation. So there are good things that come out of it. It's just, getting there. It's finding the good stuff. But I mean, some people, like my friend Shannon, she's connected with a lot of people in the adoptee community because of Twitter. So, she stands to lose a whole lot if it goes down. So, yeah, it's watching a train wreck in real time, and it's no fun.
I like to think that once he's wrecked it enough, he will sell it at some deep discount to somebody else who doesn't have their attentions otherwise placed, and it'll all be a happy ending, and Elon Musk will sit on the sidelines and pout.
They'll find another company to run into the ground. I mean, this is a pattern. This is what he does. So
yeah, I mean, another couple of his. I mean, if he bought out Facebook, that'd be entertaining.
Oh my god, I can't even imagine. And he unsuspended Trump's account 2 weeks ago now, and Trump still, as far as I know, has not come back.
Give Trump
he can't
a weird amount of
no, he's unsuspended.
Yeah, he's
that's not why he can't come back.
Okay,
he can't because
he's legally obligated to use Truth Social.
True.
If he doesn't just stay on Truth Social, the buyers won't buy it, and he'll be out a ton of money.
Even if he does the whole like, "Hey guys, just come over to Truth Social where you can find me" post. Like if he advertises,
I think he's legally restricted by his agreements with Truth Social.
But that really hasn't stopped him from doing a lot of things.
He put him in such a position to be like, "Hey, you want all this What, like these 80 million followers? Huh? Or you want to ruin your other? Like, all right, you can have your company, or you can have these 80 million followers.
I assume someone's probably sitting on his phone and watching him 24 hours a
Just
day
keeping him from watching that channel
because he
on the
wants to.
news.
You know, he wants to.
Oh, yeah, he is. I would be willing. He'd be willing to give up power, or willing to give up money for power, and that's kind of his thing.
Yeah. All right. Well,
It's 8 o'clock, and we got to get to it.
yes, we
Ready
do.
to go? All right.
Well, hello! Once again, you have found a Texas Steampunk Connection, broadcasting to you throughout the multiverse Steamverse from our various bunkers and airships. With me, as always, is Thax, Gentleman Adventurer.
Hello, hello.
With me is Jack from Steam Chest.
Hello.
And we have with us today, Master Blue Stocking from Steampunk Dollhouse Podcast. So once again, we are here to talk, probably about steampunk, most likely, because that's what this is about. Thank you for listening to the Texas Steampunk Connection.
Good evening, everyone. You are tuning in to the Texas Steampunk Connection. This the 29th of November, almost December. Thanksgiving just passed us. The carb coma is over, and the panic shopping has begun.
Yes, it has.
And we're back with Jack and Blue Stocking to talk about the steampunk and just anything that comes to mind. Rita and Lawrence are tuned in, so hello, you guys.
Hello.
Always good to see you. And the weather is being typical Texas. It was very chilly this weekend.
Yeah, Saturday was wild.
And now it's like almost 80.
And
Well,
it's going to get wet again and cold again.
I was gonna say it was almost 80 here today, and now the temperature has dropped considerably, and the wind is kicked up like something bad's coming. So
Yeah, the forecast said tomorrow it's going to be about 45 down here.
yeah, same here. I think. Yeah. Did y'all get rain on Saturday? Because we were out shopping, and especially on our way home Saturday afternoon, it was pouring. It was raining so hard.
I was driving back and forth from San Angelo, and it was raining the entire way.
Yeah. I guess apparently we're going to get all of the rain that we didn't get this year, all at once in the last 2 months. So
Welcome to Texas. It'll rain 13 inches, and that's all you get for the year.
Yeah, Rita says it's getting down to 32 up north of you. We're not going to get that cold, but Johnny Steverson, hello. Thanks for tuning in. It rained as we were leaving my aunt's house on Thanksgiving. So she kept us there till, I don't know, 4 or 5. And the rain came, and that was our excuse to go home.
Yep.
Johnny asks, are you coming to Dickens on the Strand? Are you?
I'm not.
I'm not.
No.
That is this weekend? No, 2 weekends from now. I am going on vacation, going down to Port A, and I'm just gonna rent a house, a little bungalow down there for a week, and sit out on the beach where there's nobody because it's off season, and enjoy the cold wind and the sound of the surf, and do nothing.
I'll be doing that, but in Wimberley in the mountains. So, or in the hills. So, yeah.
Mountains? What?
The hills, in the hills.
Them Wimberley Mountains.
It's beautiful. It's so hilly and lovely. But wait, when is that? Because that's the weekend of the 10th.
Pull up my calendar here. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, yeah. No, we're going to see the Nutcracker. So, yes, very
I don't
excited.
know what I'm doing. Probably mowing my lawn.
That is a shame.
Also
I'd
valid.
rather go to Dickens on the Strand.
It's pretty cool. I wish we were going, but we'd already made this arrangement, and I I'm gonna have a good time. I'm not. Dickens can't take that away from me.
Oh wait, Dickens is this weekend.
No,
I still can't go because our tree lighting and
Oh,
our
is it the
holiday.
third?
Yeah, our tree lighting and holiday weekend in Denton is this weekend, so the square's going to be the place to be for us. So.
I'm gonna have to send my brother one of these wonderful prepaid gift cards because his birthday's the 2nd, and
Uh-oh.
I am. Well, it's going to obviously be in after. It's not going to arrive in time. But Violent Night comes out in theaters, so he's going to go see it, and I'm going to go see it. We're going to see it at the same time, hundreds of miles apart.
What is this? What?
So you know the guy who plays Hopper in Stranger Things?
Yeah.
It's Santa Claus.
Oh, I
happens
have
is
heard
it's-
about this.
Yeah, it's the rich family who's getting raided by some bad villain who wants to raid their vault, and Santa Claus answers the call of the little girl to come save them, and it's very like as they explain it, like Christmas on 34th Street mixed with Die Hard.
Oh, no.
When you have like this guy, this actor Hopper with wearing the Santa Claus outfit with like blood on him and like his fists are bloody. It's like time for some season's beatings. This is my movie.
Great. So it's going to be like the movie from Scrooge, The Night the Reindeer Died.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it
haven't
is.
seen that, but I started seeing like stuff on Facebook about it. Like,
I
why
might
haven't
change
I
my
even-
cover photo to the movie poster for the night.
Yes.
So, yeah, and Santa's got the shotgun. This is one Santa that's going out the front door.
I've seen this. I need to go look this up.
Yeah, Scrooge is one of my holiday requirements. Have to watch that every year. So
What's that movie with Dennis Leary where he's like robbing these people on Christmas, and it's actually a really good Christmas movie. It like teaches the whole like Christmas spirit thing by the families like basically does not get along. The husband and the wife have been like estranged, living in the same house, no longer love each other. The kids don't really care anymore either. And Dennis Leary comes in to raid the house, and like everything's just going south for everybody in this whole thing. The arguments are throwing up, and Dennis Leary's just like, "Hey, everyone needs to focus. I'm the one with the gun. I'm, give me your money and stuff." Well, it's funny because a whole bunch of stuff happens, and in the end, he ends up staying for like the Christmas meal, and everyone hates like the
the
father's
ref,
mother.
Is that what you're
Ref.
thinking of? The Ref
That's
from
what it is.
1994. Yeah.
Yes, that is by far like the Christmas movie for any family that like loves to yell at each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it
got one of
teaches you the
those.
reason why we all like each other in the end.
Mm. Family is complicated.
Yep, family is complicated.
Well, doesn't that sound nice? Speaking of, well, let's get to drinking.
Okay,
Let's
I'm gonna
start
grab
with
mine.
that. I wanted to get into conversations, but you know what? I'm not drinking yet. So tonight I've got my Guinness. Just regular draught stout.
Fancy.
Not fancy, but comforting.
Yeah.
It's a nice winter drink with lots of nostalgia.
Irish traveling food.
Yeah. Back when Celtic bands down here used to be hot, and I followed a lot of them, and we drank a lot of Guinness.
Well, I have a choice because I'm a creature of budget, so it ends up with the fact that I have what I was drinking last time because I still have some running around the Belgium Voodoo Ranger with the Juice Force IPA, which sounds great and it's hilarious.
Did you say Juice Force?
Huh?
Did you say Juice Force?
It says Juice Force. Let's see if I can catch it without the juice.
Okay. Yep, there it is.
Obviously trying to let's see, even the helmet looks like Maverick's helmet. Anyway. I also have me some of the Bushmills. Can't go wrong.
Ooh.
However, this is an interesting one, advertising, because this was the last season for the Peaky Blinders. It ended. Now, there's going to be a movie that ends like all of the everything that connects that they didn't get to finish in the TV show. But it's kind of funny because it says, by order of the company shall be limited. And so it's kind of their I don't know, bottle of the commemoration bottle that, advertising paid for. So
Okay.
my wife was like, no, you have to get this bottle. Fine. You can have the bottle afterwards.
Aw.
But
Well,
what are you drinking?
I have just Shiner, the holiday cheer beer. I bought it for my husband for Thanksgiving Day, but we ended up going out the night before Thanksgiving, and he had 3 beers, which is 2 more than he ever has at once. So he did not want any beer on Thursday. He was like, no. So I've just been working my way through that the last few days.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's supposed to be like have the hint of peaches and pecans, which I don't really. I mean, it's kind of sweet, but no, I like it. It's good. So.
I love how you started that off with. Sorry.
Back 10 years ago at a big steampunk like one-shot event out in the boonies where we basically built a ghost town. Events going on, and he sees somebody with a bottle of Shiner Cheer, and he says, "Oh, that's new. I haven't seen that. Is it any good?" And the guy says, "Well, you have one right there." And he looks down at his Shiner and goes, "Oh, I am. Tastes like Shiner."
I mean, it does, but there's,
I can't tell the difference.
there are overtones of, peachiness to it.
Added cardamom.
I don't think it does it. I don't think
I
it
don't
does.
know. I'm just.
No,
I've had beers with cardamom in them,
Mhm.
but not Shiner.
no, not Shiner. But I like the cheer
I
beer.
thought
It's not
Shiner would
bad.
be okay with cardamom.
So.
But like allspice beer would be nice.
Mm.
Ooh.
It'd be like a pumpkin pie beer. If you
Yeah,
did it
it'd
right.
have to be a light touch though. Otherwise, it would be
I don't know.
very
I like
overpowering.
my spices the way I like my my heavy science fiction. Got to be when I take it. I got to start glowing at the eyes and start preaching about the future jihad that's going to remove half the universe.
So you like the heavily spiced pumpkin pie?
I like heavily. Yeah. Oh, my niece made homemade pumpkin pie, and she doubled the spices because she forgot. She thought she was making 2 pies. Sorry, new puppy. She's not
Aw.
dying. She's fine. She thought she was making 4 pies, and it turns out she was making like 2 pies because she thought the recipe already made was already calling for 2, so she doubled it thinking she's making 4. Turns out she's making 2. Double the spice. Oh man, that's fantastic. That's the only way to have pumpkin pie from now on. It's like you only need you need like a sliver of this stuff, and it's fantastic. I'm
Aw.
gonna start saving. I'm gonna start losing weight eating this stuff.
Good to know. Now I know what to get you in the future. I'll just send you pumpkin pies for presents. But I
Double
don't.
shot pumpkin pie.
I don't make mine. I use the canned pumpkin because I'm not going through all the.
Oh no, this was canned.
Oh, it was a
But
canned.
she
Okay.
also added
Yeah.
seasoning.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to. The canned stuff, you kind of have to. But I
You
try
had
not
to
to.
add
Put...
a can of gourds first because only like 10% of it's pumpkin.
I don't
Which is
think
funny
any of
'cause-
it's pumpkin.
Huh?
I don't think any of it's pumpkin.
There's like
No, actually,
they say there's a
pumpkin pie in
percentage
the
of
can-
pumpkin.
Yeah, it's a small percentage. Yeah.
What's hilarious is I don't know if I talked about this last time, so stop me if I did, but I have a cousin overseas right now in like Saudi Arabia, and she wanted a pumpkin pie. And she's like, but everything here only is gourds. I basically took a picture of the back and showed her, like, you're fine, make a pumpkin pie. You probably can have it taste better since you're like closer to the better seasonings.
And my husband just shared in the chat for Austin Homebrew Supply pumpkin pie cream ale.
What?
Whoa.
The link is in there.
Cream
That's-
ale.
If it's Austin Homebrew, I assume that's a kit that you make your own.
Oh,
Crap, yeah,
yep.
it is.
Oh, well,
How
good
many
luck and Godspeed if you're going to do that. I've never made beer before.
makes 5 gallons.
We know.
For-
Hope you like it.
Let's do it.
Let's cook.
Oh, Lawrence has got his Bellhaven Wee Heavy, and Rita is drinking water.
Hey,
I should do more of that.
I got 6 bottles of water down today. I filled that sucker 5 times at work.
Oh, this Bellhaven Wee Heavy. He was talking about this at Steampunk November. It's not available in Texas. You got to like sneak over to Arkansas or something
Oh, sneak
and
to.
smuggle it back across the border.
It's from United Kingdom. Huh.
Yeah.
But why don't we serve it in Texas?
Oh, who
Its
the hell
flavor
knows?
is grapefruit and raspberry. Hell yeah, sign me up. It is, get the
And sweet
best of the
biscuits.
Bellhaven Wee Heavy online with TCM and enjoy a classic strong Scotch ale, a beer with strength, flavor, and balance. So that's why. It's one of those Scotch beers. Those things are always fantastic.
Oh yeah, no, it's could not find it in Denton, Texas, but it is in Lafayette, Louisiana. So, oh, Texarkana, yes, Texarkana run, just like Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, Rita says the TABC changed its labeling laws, and so it doesn't fit the bill anymore.
Oh, I wanted to deport it or
Lousy.
something. Got the wrong stamp, son.
It's just like that.
God.
Not even joking.
My father, he being a lawyer, he actually got to help destroy a bunch of what do you call it when you take booze from someone who should not have them, or you get confiscated booze, and had to destroy it. Also with weapons too.
That's terrible.
Yeah, they have to pour it out, but
no.
they have to have like 5 people watch you pour it out. So they have because they gotta make sure it's destroyed. Because they don't want, the reason it all turned out that way is they don't want police departments doing what like Louisiana did and find a way to confiscate your car and then sell it.
Yeah. Well,
so
they do
don't
that
wanna
here. They have police auctions here.
Yeah, but that's a little different. They don't want to do that with guns or booze. So they destroy it, which is really sad.
That makes me very, very sad.
Yeah, my dad's like, there was some nice guns and there's a lot of expensive booze that we had to pour down the toilet.
Aw.
It's like,
I'm
that's-
reminding of like old photos from the 20s where they outlawed booze
Mhm.
and cops standing around these huge barrels with like an axe.
With the axes chopping it.
Popping it down all over the place. Oh,
And that's when you come to work that day with just flasks all around your belt. And just start filling
We
it
do
up.
it. Nothing.
No one's looking. You just gonna have a belt like Batman and just fill them up.
although,
for utility.
oddly enough, in some cases, it made the bootleggers or made the manufacturers of alcohol more rich. The fact that it had to be bootleg now, and everyone got paid, so everybody was still drinking. It was just under the table, and everyone had to pay.
So it was a lot more expensive.
It was a lot more expensive. A lot more people were
Yeah.
getting grease money to get that. Well, I guess it wouldn't be called grease money in this case, but
Yep.
getting paid under the table to allow it to happen.
Yep.
And that's actually what a lot of the Peaky Blinders is all about. It's follows a British family through Prohibition and how they made a lot of money through it.
Well, didn't Prohibition bring us NASCAR?
Oh yeah,
Because of the
Definitely.
moonshiners running from the cops.
exactly. Apparently, they did it in very long zero-shaped places that are very nicely paved.
Well, wasn't that convenient?
No, it was not. But I find it funny that that's what's turned into it. We
That's
don't
what
have
it's turned into.
an actual obstacle course you have to drive through, like a lot of European races where you have, you do have a straightaway or two, but you got a lot of turns and angles.
Yeah.
No, NASCAR. How fast can we go with a brick on the accelerator at 30 degrees on the turn angle?
So you'd rather they be out there running from the cops and just to make it more.
I would love that. That would make me happy. Have a whole bunch of Formula One cars being chased by a whole bunch of police vans. As they all take the turn well, and then the police SUV just comes and just takes the roll cage.
Oh no. Yeah. Well, the irony there, but that's more politics that I want to go into about current NASCAR fans and where NASCAR started. So
Well, the history of something is okay.
sometimes we move away from our roots in weird ways. So, well, I have a question.
Okay.
Did y'all watch the new Enola Holmes movie?
Oh yeah.
Okay, just making
Not
sure.
yet.
I
Oh
watched it.
no, you didn't watch it yet, Jack?
Not yet.
I watched it before
no.
Steampunk November because I was afraid it was going to come up.
Oh, was it out already?
Like the week before.
I thought it just. Oh, okay. I didn't realize it had dropped already. Yeah, I watched. Because I couldn't. And it's been so long, so I just rewatched the first one and then.
That's
went on to the
probably what
second.
we're going to have to do. We sat down to watch it and realized it was much later in the day than we expected to, and then we've been just life with people and kids and such.
Yeah, it was really good.
I'm looking
How's-
forward to it. I really am. I would love to talk about it. If I need to just mute myself and walk away while you do, please tell me when to do it.
We can. No, the
We're
only
gonna
thing I
try
wanted to.
not to give any spoilers for any of the shows we're going to talk
Yeah.
about tonight. But
It's
there are a
just
lot.
the thing that happened in the second one, or the overarching plot point of the second one. I was reading about it after I watched the movie and about the women involved in it, and it's so you need to hurry up and watch it because there's a very important thing that happens in it that actually really happened in real life that we need to talk about. So,
Okay.
can you watch it by the next episode? You got 2 weeks.
I think I can handle that.
There is a lot out there to watch right now.
I know. Oh, and also the Nevers, the second set of 6 episodes is supposed to drop in December. Yeah, so I started rewatch after I watched Enola Holmes. I'm like, I think I'm going to rewatch the Nevers. So I've been reworking my way through that again. So
We've been
yeah.
watching.
No, go ahead.
This is kind of this fits on the whole kind of monster like Frankensteinish kind of thing. They have a good sciencey background for like stem cells and synthetic stem cells, but the Imperfects has been actually really fun to watch. And it's on Netflix. And what it is, it's a whole bunch of people who have a genetic disorder who's been basically being toyed around with by this geneticist. And suddenly they don't get their medicine anymore. And so suddenly they're like having issues. And it turns out that those were blockers from the stem cells from going nuts. So they each have like a power and are trying to basically get fixed. So they have to go hunt the scientist down as he's running away. And he's a character himself. He's a funny reason to watch it. But there's a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of bit to it as well. And so you got kind of a werewolfy character. You got a siren. You have someone who, let's see, what would you call her? Essentially a succubus in power. And so they're all like trying to figure out how not like to mess with people at the same time as get what they need to get done. And they're being chased by a quasi-government agency as well. Because always being chased by a quasi-government agency. I don't know.
I do love a quasi-government agency.
We all love to hate it. And,
I've never heard of this.
It's really good, and it's really kind of under the table, and it gets a little gory, but I mean,
and it also got
there's a lot of things
canceled
on
at the end
Netflix
of the
these
first
days.
season.
Yeah, and
I hate Netflix sometimes.
I know it has that kind of Buffy the Vampire Slayer feel to it with the humor, and so the conversation between the characters really works well. It's fun.
Wednesday also started.
That's another one that's on our list to watch over the weekend.
That sounds like a similar thing. There's a whole host of creatures
I'm halfway
that she
through it.
goes to school with. Do you like it?
I do. I'm having a great time with it.
Good.
There are some like little nitpicky things I can cry about, but they're not that important. I'm there to have a good time, and I feel like it's paying off. I'm having.
I loved it. I thought it's silly. It's fun. I think Luis Guzman is perfect as Gomez. He is exactly what Gomez was supposed to be from way back in the first cartoons. And
the first scene with him while they're driving in the car, taking her to her new
the
school,
academy. Yeah.
And like he and Morticia have just kissed, and then he's just like making these faces. I was like, that's nailed it.
He is.
Nailed it.
He is. He's the little dumpy wife guy who just is so devoted to Morticia, and it's just they were so good. They were so good.
I'm glad to hear that But I've been hearing also the fact that he plays a little more of a dumber character in a lot of time, like for
No,
really? Okay,
I'm not getting that.
No?
I'm not.
I'm
I
gonna hold
mean,
that because a lot of the time the actor tends to play characters that are he got typecast there for a long time.
he did. He got typecast for a long time, and
Lex and I were kind of like we were expecting that would be considered, that would be rolling over. It is, but y'all are giving me hope that that's not the case.
No, he's clever. He's
So far for me, like I'm only halfway through, but they don't play a big role.
Yeah.
In the show, so there's not really a lot of character development for Gomez and Morticia.
Yeah, they're a plot point, but they're part of, but it's Wednesday's investigation, trying to figure out the history of the school. Yeah, but everybody is Gwendolyn Christie. Oh my good Lord.
Yeah. I saw the dance on Facebook.
That woman.
Again, this with the facial expressions, watching her like not deliver lines, just making emotes. I'm like,
yes,
wow, she's a really effective actress.
She is excellent. And they've got her in those Tippi Hedren like 60s Alfred Hitchcock femme fatale dresses, and she's like what 7 feet tall, and she is yeah. But everybody was. I mean, even Thing was excellent. I loved Thing.
I saw some shots of the guy playing
the
Thing,
filming it, yeah,
like under the table and like sticking his hand up through a hole, like doing the whole acting thing. He's got like this green sleeve all the way down. He's like trying to be in the shot.
Yep. Remarkably emotive for a hand. Really good. So yeah, I mean there are some things that I think could have been a little bit better, but overall, no, I loved it. I thought the atmosphere of the school was really cool. Her room, I loved her dorm room. Her side of the dorm room with the Victrola or the gramophone and the little typewriter. And
I don't remember dorms being nearly that big when I went to college. They're high school.
Yeah, but
what's that about?
TV budgets.
Gotta have a bigger room to get the camera in there just to move her around.
Well, they have that bonkers big round window with the opening in it, so she can go out and play her cello on the.
I know
that was a really good scene.
They've got the best dorm room in the whole school.
Yeah, it's excellent. Yeah, it was so good.
So what are your nitpicks about it, if you can give them without spoiling things?
Yeah, I would have the boy that she's interested in. I don't know. I mean, I've never seen him in anything else. Apparently he is really popular. He's a queer actor. So some people were joking on Twitter about straight baiting because he's actually a queer actor. But I mean, he was fine. He's
I had no idea.
You know, he did okay. He was just, I honestly would have preferred, I thought they were going to go in the direction of her and her roommate. That's where I thought it was going to go. And it may still. I mean, I don't know we don't know what's going to happen in future seasons, but that's kind of where I thought it was going to go. But mostly it was just the pairing and the casting, or the pairings of the couples. But other than that, I liked Morticia and Gomez. Lurch, we could have seen a little bit more of Lurch. Like,
you don't get much of him at all.
Yeah, we didn't really get much of him. I know, but he was just kind of scenery, which is fine. I mean, but he had more of a, anyway, like you said, it's just about Wednesday anyway. But no, for the most part, I think everybody did really well. It's the mystery was kind of, turned out to be not as much of a mystery, but it was still fun, and I liked it.
I haven't heard, I don't know what the mystery is yet.
Sorry. Okay.
I don't know what the answer is.
I'm sorry, you're only halfway through. Okay.
It's interesting. Like at halfway through, like they've been just feeding you hints and letting her go on a merry chase, and halfway through they give you some resolutions.
Yeah.
So you're not just like lost the whole time.
Yeah.
It was satisfying learning things.
Yeah, getting at least some information as you go, but how much of that information is red herring and how much of it is
right. I don't think it has a lot to do with where we're going from here, but it was just nice to okay, Okay, that's
Yeah.
now I know what's going on, sort of.
Yeah.
I also liked that um, the the directors are not over sexualizing the characters.
That's what I was about to say. They're the girls' uniforms.
Yeah, no,
They're not Catholic schoolgirl skirts.
yeah. Like in other, Harry Potter style shows, because they became like the thing. It was very sexual in other shows, and when you remember that, oh, these are supposed to be high school kids,
Mhm.
that's creepy.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they have not done that. In my opinion,
Yeah.
so far, everybody is dressed like proper. Uh, I sound like an old grumpy
I was going
man.
to say your age is showing.
I know.
But you're right, because the girls aren't running around and, like I said, the mock Catholic school skirts. They're just
Regular
down to
clothes.
they're just down to their knee.
Actual
striped
clothing
skirts and-
versus we need more younger men to be ogling this during the show.
It's just a school uniform. Now she does get a dispensation because she's allergic to wearing color.
Well, even
But
at the dance where they, or not the dance,
her dress.
Mhm.
the dress was awesome.
That
No, I
was
was
so
thinking
beautiful.
the sports day where she has to dress as a cat girl.
Their wetsuits, yeah.
That was like, not sexualized,
Yeah.
which seems like it would have been a really, easy to do.
Yeah.
So that was great. I like that.
Yeah, it was, and I've never, Jenna Ortega, I've never seen her in anything before. I haven't watched any of her stuff, but she was excellent. And if I can find it, I need to send it to you. There's a clip from the press junket where she's sitting there and Gwendolyn Christie in all her glory is sitting next to her with all her blonde hair like down and flowing. And Jenna Ortega starts giggling and she's like, I'm sorry. I'm just, every time I look at you, my heart goes bitter bad. And she's like crushing on her so hard. And it was adorable. Yeah. And the scenes of them together, because, Jenna Ortega's so wee. It was like they used the Hobbit filming technology.
Oh yeah,
but it's real people. It was so cute. Yeah, she was. So I think everybody did a really good job, and I'm actually gonna have to go through and watch it again because I had a good time. Some of the stuff just had me cracking up out loud. Yeah.
So Erica complained that she thought it was out of character, and she was disappointed that Wednesday does not get along with her parents.
Okay.
But my argument is, she's a teenager. No teenager gets along with their parents.
That was my content, or that was my thing too, is that she's a teenage girl, and yes, her family may be the one where they're all weird, but for them that's normal, and they normalize all this. But teenagers are going to rebel. It doesn't matter how weird your family is. You're going to,
with that also
especially
said,
teenage girls are mean. They still scare me. I am still scared of 15-year-old girls. I am 46. So it's just, you rebel against your mom. I mean, my mom and I had a great relationship, but when I was 14 and 15 years old, it was not good. So that was a little odd at first, but then I thought, well, she's a teenager and she's being sent away to school. So, It
was kind of weird that they were put off or angry at her for trying to kill that boy. Like, that seemed out of place. I'm willing to let it go, but it was kind of weird.
You also have to consider, everything, because I know when the casting was first released and everybody was freaking out about Luis Guzman because they all have Raul Julia in their minds. You have to consider that the original comics were just one panel little things. With Wednesday didn't even have a name until the TV show in the 60s. She didn't even have a name. So that whole story about I named her Wednesday because Wednesday's child is full of woe, that's actually what happened. Charles Addams had to create a name for her, and a friend of his suggested Wednesday because of that whole poem. But so the personalities have changed because there's no canon for it in the comic, really. So it's been whoever's written it has taken and done what they wanted with the characters, or
Sure.
because I remember Wednesday in the TV series, she was 6, and very morbid but very sweet.
And then in the movies, she was only
Christina
a little older
Ricci.
than the brother. Yeah, and
Yes, she used
was
to
like
be
a
younger than
preteen at that
Pugsley,
point,
and then they
like
made her
10 or
older.
12.
Yeah, and Christina Ricci, which also, by the way, Christina Ricci being in the series.
You couldn't not do it. I mean,
Oh, sure she could.
That was so good. I'm
feel
so
like
glad.
that gives the whole show like bona fides.
it
Yeah,
does.
exactly.
Ricci approved.
Yeah, I thought that was perfect because I knew she was supposed to be in it, and then all of a sudden she popped. I'm like, oh my god, that's right. I forgot about that. Good for her. I mean, it's a paycheck, and she gets to revisit something, so it's fun. But I mean, everybody's characterization's been a little bit different from the TV shows to the movies to the cartoons. It depends on who's writing it, because and also the thing about her being mad at her parents, if you consider that she was not wrong, that her parents spend so much time focused on each other.
Yeah, they're totally horny for each other.
It's great that they're in love. It's adorable. Love,
eternal love,
relationship goals, but they do spend a lot of time making out in front of everybody.
I can kind of see her point. It's kind of that whole like,
it would be embarrassing as a 15-year-old girl, no matter who you are.
And you know what? It could also be, since this is from her perspective, hammed up a bit too, just for like the perspective of what's going on.
Yeah, perception is different. So no, I thought it was well written. I thought it was fun. I really hope it gets renewed for season 2, because there's a lot more that they could do with it.
Netflix is good at dumping perfectly good shows. So we'll
see. You know what? As a matter of fact, let me just, as they have a tendency to pull the gun really, really fast. Well, it's not saying, I don't see anything so far. So it's not saying it's been renewed, but it hasn't been canceled yet. So, there's hope, I guess.
Was that your homework, or is that just what we got into talking about?
I mean, it was I was just going to talk about the shows that I watched, because I got new Christmas Eve pajamas, and I have my new couch, and I got a new fleecy blanket from Pottery Barn with fake fur on it. So I was on the couch most of the last few days in my pajamas, watching, different shows. Like I said, last night I started with the Nevers again. So yeah, I watched the movies and Wednesday, and just been catching up on TV. So
I watched the last episode of Andor. It's not exactly steampunk, but I mean, it works in a lot of ways in the same type of general, like, against imperialism vibe. I really like the show. I really like the tone of the show. But it does have its little like mini arcs. If you can't get past the first episode or 2, you got to go like 3 episodes at a time, and it's like a little mini movie. Each one is a different storyline.
I've heard it's really good. I just haven't had a chance to get into it and watch it yet.
Now that it's all out, it's much like, I think it's going to be looked upon favorably, because as it was being released, a lot of people had a lot more issues with it, because it was like, it's so slow. You guys have like no attention span anymore. Look what Facebook has
Kids
done
these days.
250 letters. It's all you get.
Netflix started it with the dropping the entire season at once, and we turned into binge people.
But as a Star Wars product, I really, really hope that this continues to go, because it feels like I'm reading one of the books, one of the novels, because the director is not a Star Wars fan. So what's really interesting about that is that he is a hobbyist historical philosopher or whatever. He likes to pull all his movies, pull as much reference material as possible. So a lot of the writers and a lot of the scenes are set up and done so that everything's there for a reason. Like the whole the buildings are made of brick in this one town, but it's because it's the ideology of the place as well. It's like how Tatooine's everything's made out of adobe and sand. This place is made out of brick, and it's because it's based in the culture. And so the world building in this is so fantastic. And every little thing, like the beginning thing that the main character has to steal or sell, it's like this little, it's a essentially like a processor hard drive for a Star Destroyer. and it's got a whole bunch of like secret codes on it. Essentially, that's from one of the books. Like the actual name of the device is from one of the books. It's all these little things that just trickle into the show that they don't have to point at. It's just there. It's done, and it's not like, look, the first 3 or 4 episodes, you don't even see a blast. You see a blaster. So it's like, there's no laser swords. There's no Star Destroyer for a very long. Actually, now you do see a Star Destroyer at the beginning, but it's not big. It's one of those weird things that for most of the show, you forget it's Star Wars. It's just a really good science fiction novel. And then suddenly it's Star Wars. But it's not like, let's just dump a whole bunch of main characters on you in the Force and space wizards and everything and this evil, like, pinnacle moment. It's the person perspective of everything going wrong and having to stand up and do the right thing or do the wrong thing or make a decision. And I don't know, I really liked it, and it really did feel very Victorian there for a bit too, from this perspective of having almost kind of like the whole let them eat cake moment from for the French Revolution in a lot of ways. And I don't know, that kind of links me to my next bridge of things I'm going into. What's going on in China right now apparently is exceedingly related to the French Revolution of overthrowing the government due to very much of oppressive means. So I don't know. That was actually something I did find. I was looking up steampunk stuff, and one of these writers from The Economist is China's steampunk COVID response. And it goes in. Yeah, I only get like 2 paragraphs because it's behind a paywall. But essentially, it goes into the kind of the whole idea that China's zero COVID policy is surprisingly helpful to think of it as a steampunk pandemic response, because it's essentially they're reinventing the modern day version of the 19th century quarantine system of logging. Yeah. And I wish I could go into further because it was about to break it down and then it fades off.
I was going to say, it sounds like a fundamental misunderstanding of steampunk, but I guess we need to read the entire article.
And it might be a way of grabbing someone's opinion or grabbing someone's attention like it did with me, trying to like, I'm going to grab this thing and throw it in here and get some people's attention. But like, I'm not going to pay for it to prove them wrong.
Where did you say it was?
It's on The Economist.
I'm just wondering if it's something that we...
China's steampunk COVID response. It pops right up.
Well, it's letting me... You know what? I'm wondering if we have it. If I can get to...
An unblocker or something?
No, through the school, possibly. But I'll check that later. Yeah. We have subscriptions to a lot of weird things, so...
Gotcha.
Yeah,
so
no, I see what you're
go into that. Look it up for me. I would love to see more about that and see how wrong they are.
Yeah, because I want to see modern day version of a 19th century quarantine system of the sort that Victorian doctors might have used to tackle a tuberculosis outbreak in the age before antibiotics. I still don't.
They might be reaching. And
high and low technologies were combined. I mean, people stayed in their house. I don't. Okay.
Well, okay. So that part, they actually have drones patrolling, looking in people's windows in high rises to make sure they're still in their rooms, yelling, "Listen to us, stay in your rooms or else you'll be arrested." And I'm like, this is some dystopian bullshit. I mean, the shot of the drones flying through like the cloud cover and the big mega TV and whatever that's in there. It downtown Beijing, it looks very what the hell was that show?
Blade Runner.
Harrison. Yeah, Blade Runner. Exceedingly Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, we've got there. We've hit it.
Yeah, we knew we would eventually. All right, well, I'll see if I can try to find that because I want to see where we're going with this. I'm very curious now.
That's kind of how I was. I wanted to point that out. And then not as steampunk, but I got one other thing after this. This is Jack's 3-round rapid fire shot of things.
Okay.
Orion beats Apollo for record-breaking distance from Earth. It has gone further away than any other capsule built for people ever. So our spaceship has gone further than ever.
Yay!
Yeah! Go us, humans! Next time we'll put people in it.
No.
And my other one was, I'm pretty sure all of us have read this at some point because it is a joke that runs around as just a thing. But in 1847, Robert Liston performed an amputation in 25 seconds, operating so quickly that he accidentally amputated his assistant's fingers as well. Both patient and assistant later died of sepsis, and a spectator reportedly died of shock, resulting in the only known surgical procedure with a 300% mortality rate.
Is that true?
Yes, it is so true.
Ew.
He was trying to be fast because obviously
You want to get it done.
You want to get it done because it's less damage, it's less stressful, it's less messy, brain pain and whatever for the person to get over it, and it's easier to stop bleeding and everything if you're not just hacking through it. But yeah, when you slice your guy's fingers off, thus causing him to get sepsis and die, and you make a guy pass out and die of shock from how fast you're moving and everything that goes on, and the person on the table dies of sepsis too. 300% mortality rate.
What was he
think I want to
using
go to
for
that
the
doctor.
amputation? A guillotine? How has he moved through that? How did he get through that fast? You cannot hack through bone that easy.
Yeah, I don't know what he's cutting off in 25 seconds, but apparently he did it quick and he just nicked everybody. I actually found this on my RimWorld game post because they make fun of the surgery in the game for your little characters that get sick or whatever, or have issues or get mauled by a bear and you have to whatever. Well, it is such a simple system. It's like rolling the dice for your surgeon. So sometimes your character will be getting like a peg leg installed and somehow you get a destroyed kidney instead. And yeah, I'm like, what happened? There needs to like the guy was trying to like trapeze artist this peg leg from above and like slipped, fell, and like stabbed the person on the operating table with a peg leg. Yeah, no. But this was found there. I'm like, that's right. I need to save this for later. This would be fun.
Okay. Woo.
So a little bit of history and thrown in there.
That's nasty. Thanks. What do you have to follow that up with?
Okay. Wow. 1899, the TV series that also has just come out. I have not watched it, and I'm not giving out any spoilers, but I was forced to find out spoilers through this investigation.
Oh no.
Is this the plagiarism?
This is the ship one with the triangle.
Yes.
This
yes,
is the intellectual property theft thing.
So 1899, let me start out with, what this story is about. Steamship full of migrants heading for the West. Mixed bag of Europeans, united in hopes and dreams of a new country, a new century, and their future abroad. But the journey takes an unexpected turn when they discover another migrant ship adrift on the open sea. What they will find on board will turn their passage to the promised land into a horrifying nightmare. So, that's a great start. That made me want to watch the show.
Yeah, me too.
And so, yeah, there's this Brazilian comic book artist named Mary Cagnin, excuse me, who tweeted out on the Twitters that 1899 stole her story whole cloth from her comic entitled Black Silence. And that was her claim, that that Netflix completely stole her comic book to make their show.
Yep.
And I thought, that's awful. But it turns out not entirely
accurate.
Not accurate at all. No, it's not.
It's someone claiming
wrong.
it's.
I will link Black.
You mean this
Silence
is not nearly as straight cut as Star Trek Discovery
English
stealing the spore drive
for
idealism straight from a comic book?
It's a fairly short comic. Shouldn't take you too long to read it if you feel inclined. Doesn't cost anything. But it is not about European immigrants coming to the United States. It is not about 1899 or the Victorian era. It is about a spaceship going to a foreign planet, a desert planet, where they encounter a big black pyramid, and weird things happen, and people get killed. And honestly, it's a entirely derivative comic. If you
So
are
what you're
familiar
saying-
with science fiction in the last 30 years, you have seen every trope that she threw into this comic.
So what you're saying is that she said this stuff probably on Twitter. So we're going to point out Twitter here to get people to go to her place to check this out, to see, just to build hype.
Maybe, or maybe she's delusional enough to think that they really did lift it, because I suspect she saw the preview, and that was it. And she saw Big Black Pyramid, because that is in the preview for 1899. It is not used as a plot device the same way it is used in Black Silence. It's not particularly important in 1899, so I am told. But yeah, characters having terrible things happen to them and dying, and she says that's her thing.
Well, okay, but this though, I'm looking at an article though, but the one thing that she does point out that's weird is the pyramids within the within the eyes.
It's a trope.
Is it? I've never.
Yeah, that's definitely a trope.
And that's I think where the problem lies. All of her beats in her comic are science fiction tropes. And the problem is in 1899 they also use a few science fiction tropes that it's not, new or original in those ways. And so yeah, those are the same because they've been used forever.
Okay, I've never seen that one before, but that doesn't.
I can think of pyramids in lots of
in the
science
eye
fiction
though.
movies.
That's what I'm
Reflection
talking
in the
about.
eye.
I don't know if it's
No,
in the
these
eye
are
in
these are
all
the
of them
pictures that
I
I'm
might quote.
looking at, because the one I'm looking at is a picture of look like three different characters, and it's a focus. It doesn't look like a reflection. It looks like their eyes are. Hang on, I'll show you what I'm looking at. Oh, poop! I forgot I'm not logged in. Hang on, I'll have to send it through the messenger.
But as I am to understand it, in 1899, the pyramid in the eye is not a plot device.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's not especially relevant. And I watched a couple of other people who had watched 1899 and read the comic. One of them loved 1899, and one of them hated it. But they both agreed they are not the same as this comic book.
I mean, I haven't seen the show or read the comic. I just heard about the flap that was being raised over it.
Like most everybody, like
Well,
myself.
In this case, if that was all that was about it, all right, my friend and I have been writing a book since we were both tweens. And one of the things I came up with before Bluetooth existed at the time was that these dudes could talk to plants. And then suddenly, I mean, Avatar comes along and these people with dreadlocks linking it to plants. And my friend and I looking at each other going, those mother...
It's still my
How did that
idea.
get out of the communal, whatever. But that's about as much as there's this. It's like, okay, a pyramid shaped eyeball or iris for, I guess in this case, pupil. It almost looks like a reflection. If that's all they stole for like symbolism, it's about as bad as mine in my book. So.
Well, now I'm gonna have
It's
to watch the
annoying
show.
that it happened to also be a plant species on a plant. There's enough like you almost think, did they steal it? But I'm like, I wrote this when I was 12.
I was gonna say, could
I don't
they
think
have
they stole it
stolen it? How
somehow
did they
in an
find
email.
it?
The grain leakage. What happens is
It is that weird astral
there's a-
projection, like communal
like a
conscious.
gash in the back of your head, and your ideas leak out and can be stolen.
By Hollywood people specifically for money.
It's the
Happens
cultural
all the time.
zeitgeist.
I
Or
really
no,
do
what's
think
the
there's some
gestalt?
sort of
That's what it
like
is.
communal consciousness that pools memories. It makes sense. That or someone's freaking ripping off my GDocs account.
It might be. There have been people mining your GDocs for a while. Sorry.
Ah,
That's why I keep my story on lockdown, the one that I've been working on for almost 20 years now. I'll get it out there someday.
I'm happy I didn't keep it on lockdown because my hard drive died. which had like the last year's worth of thought on it. So
Oh no, mine's on Google Docs, so anybody can break in and find it.
no, but it's encrypted, right? You have an encrypted file, right? No. Okay. We'll talk
No,
about
but I do change my password regularly.
Well, I won't. That does. The NSA's got a backdoor. It doesn't matter. But they're looking
So
for.
I have one more thing I want to say about 1899.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sort of as a warning, because I got the spoiler. It's a lot like an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh, there's a
So if-
twist.
Yes. So if you are not into that sort of film
A little bait and
or that sort of
switch.
surprise ending, this might not be for you. And knowing what the ending is, I'm not sure if it is for me either.
Oh.
Well, damn it! Now I'm gonna have to go and read the ending to find out what it is.
I gotta go watch it.
I don't want to invest my time.
Damn it, Dax.
I feel like I have to warn you, but without telling you. So, like,
That does not help me any. You know what that makes me do? It makes me run off the cliff faster.
okay.
Exactly. Dire
I mean,
warnings and
all right.
prophecies do not help. It
No,
just
it
makes
just
me
makes
dig
me
that
more
much
interested.
deeper.
Before you tickled my how'd that go? Anyway,
Fancy,
now you have my attention.
curiosity.
Yeah, now you have my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
See, I want people to watch shows like 1899, so places like Netflix think they're popular and will make more of them.
Yeah.
But also, I'm afraid of a stinky ending.
Yeah. Especially with because how many episodes is it? 8 or 10?
I think it's 8.
Yeah, if you're investing 8
Eight seems
hours
to be
into it.
The number these days.
I've invested more of my time in crappy games before I quit. Like 8 hours. Like my level for entertainment, stupidly enough, is very low, and if I have alcohol, it's even lower.
I mean, I've been playing Warcraft for 16 years now, so you know.
Yeah, I
Got
played
that monkey off my back.
like 13
Oh.
years of EVE Online, so I feel you. And every now and then that patch of cocaine looks at me funny, and I'm like, nope, not going back.
I have to though, especially on launch. That's one of my favorite times. Did you see the pictures of my Mechanome though, with her little hands?
No, like WoW has this deal that my friend keeps hitting me up, and he's like the most terrible person. He's just like, hey, you want a bump?
I can send you a recruit a friend link.
He's
I
already
love
got
playing
me.
gnomes.
Yeah, I know. And then it's one of those things. If I start playing, I have to get it for my wife and my kid too. So there's
Rita
like
saw the
$50
pictures.
a
My
month.
Mechanome is adorable.
I loved playing a gnome. It was my favorite.
Oh no, they have Mechanomes now. It's a different race. Yeah, they're all cybernetic, so they have the little hands and the little feet, and then you just basically you can pick all the different pieces for their face, because that thing on her face, that's
Just a shell.
the character. That's not armor. That's the piece that I added for her. Yeah, and then I've got my little mechanical chicken and my little mechanical bird. The chicken
Completely
is
built.
Buster Cluck. The bird is Toucan Slam.
So when playing WoW, I will admit the whole Pokemon aspect of it enthralled me for more times than anything else. I loved running around fighting
collecting it.
your animals.
Yeah.
The little monsters. Like increased my group, and I had to go to the next set. My friends are all like, "You want to go to these raids?" I'm like, "Sure." 1 second, I got to continue getting my turtle real quick.
I'm trying to collect all of the mechanical animals, so totally steampunked out. I got the little steampunk dragon. Yep. So you find the steampunk where you can.
I was a hunter dwarf, so it worked out.
I am a hunter mechanome.
Nice.
My hunter was a Tauren.
Oh, there's no stealth there. Well, times have changed. There's a whole lot of new races available in the game. So,
Yep.
Saying if you want to
You can be a
recruit a
panda
friend,
now.
you can be a panda. You can be a dark iron dwarf. You can be a mechanome. You can be a dragon.
Or if
hybrid
you don't want to do
thing.
any of that, you can come play Heroes of the Storm with me.
No. Join
I'm really
me.
good at it.
Okay. Well, it's 9 o'clock.
It is. All right. Let me
Hit the
tell you about all the good people who are helping us do this show. Texas Steampunk Connection is brought to you in part by J.R. Seeger's novel, A School for the Great Game. Edwardian teen Elizabeth Bancroft resents being sent to college in India. The college is, in fact, the British India School for Spies, where Elizabeth will learn the family business of espionage, martial arts, and Tibetan mystical arts. A School for the Great Game is the first in the Steampunk Raj series, available on Amazon. We're also brought to you by Fair Treasures, which has a selection of Texas-made female-presenting costumes and accessories for Renaissance fair and steampunk wear, and one-of-a-kind imported jewelry. You can shop Fair Treasures at www.fairtreasures.com or on Etsy. We'd also like to thank our patrons, Jenny and Ryan Shaver, and of course, Rita and Lawrence Allen for helping us keep this show going. You can find us on Facebook at Texas Steampunk Connection. You can email us at texassteampunkconnection@gmail.com, or our podcast is texassteampunkconnection.podbean.com, or you can find us anywhere that podcast searches are. We're on Twitter at the moment at TXSteamConnect1, and YouTube and Rumble through the Steam Chest subscription box thanks to Jack. Our music is brought to you from Zapsplat.com. It gives us complete permission to stream their music. Jack is jamming out.
He is getting down over there.
I love this guitar.
All right. Well, I guess our next episode we need to talk about last minute shopping, because it'll be the last episode before Christmas. And
When is the last episode? It's the 22nd? No, I'm on the wrong calendar.
13th.
The 13th. Oh, it's right before my Wimberley trip.
And then we have one right between Christmas and New Year's, if we're still around.
Yeah, we'll see if we can do that one.
So, get ready to shop till you drop.
In this economy?
Right. Does anybody have anything else to add?
Nope.
Nope.
Right.
I think we're
Well,
good.
everybody, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, mind your
Mind your
gauges.
gauges.
I think